Throughout the Young Probinsyano franchise, there are times that the characters in the show went fully beast mode. Today, we're discussing the top 10 times Coco Martin went beast mode in Ang Probinsyano. Number 10, Coco Martin versus Joaquin. The killer of Ador de Leon, who is actually the brother of Coco Martin, actually died to a criminal fake police officer named Joaquin. Joaquin was shot by Coco Martin and fallen off a boat. This is likely the very first season and the very first time that Coco Martin went beast mode. Number 9, Coco Martin versus Stanley. In the episode The White Van Scare, Stanley is the second character to get killed by Coco Martin with beast mode. This is likely the second antagonist to die from the hands of Coco Martin after going fully beast mode on him. Number 8, Coco Martin versus Black Ops. If you don't obviously know, Black Ops versus Coco Martin was actually one of the strongest beast modes ever held by Coco Martin. Coco Martin takes out multiple Black Ops officers who are actually an illegal and criminal police force that was actually underneath the hands of a corrupt official. This is likely the very first time when we see Coco Martin going fully beast mode on another police force. Number 7, Arturo Padua versus Coco Martin. Another character that died after the hands of getting beaten by multiple times. Arturo Padua was definitely one of the characters who also felt the impact of being hit by Coco Martin's beast mode, and he definitely deserved to be on the top 7. Number 6, Renato Hipolito versus Coco Martin. Another character that Coco Martin faced was actually shot to death by President Oscar instead of Coco Martin. In fact, this is only one of the characters who actually died to someone else having beast mode as well. So I'm guessing Coco Martin is not the only character to went fully beast mode. Number 5, Richard Gutierrez versus Coco Martin. One of the characters who was actually killed by a knife by Coco Martin is when Coco Martin uses full beast mode on Lito. The character died by getting stabbed through the knife 2 times after getting shot on a bridge. And this is likely one of the most brutal characters to actually die after Coco Martin uses beast mode. Number 4, Pablo versus Coco Martin. Another character who was also killed by Coco Martin. However, not getting killed by a knife, Coco Martin actually smashes the window of Pablo's Jeep Wrangler and causes Pablo to crash the vehicle onto a post while escaping the parking lot. However, Coco Martin bashes the car's windshield, including the glass window, causing Pablo to swerve and crash the car and likely go unconscious. Number 3, Rigor versus Coco Martin. Another character that went down for a fight against Coco Martin. Coco Martin went fully beast mode on John Estrada, aka Rigor, who is actually an abusive and hateful cop towards the Montenegro family. In fact, this is going on in Batang Quiapo as well, because Batang Quiapo followed years after Probinsyano was already done filming, and likely this is one of the most strongest beast mode fight scenes ever. Number 2, Miguelito versus Coco Martin. Another character was beaten by Coco Martin, and guess what? Miguelito is definitely one of the antagonists. Miguelito, voiced by Jake Cuenca, was the killer of David, the brother of Tanggol. However, this leads to a backfire and revenge as Coco Martin went fully John Wick mode on Miguelito and beats him up after being belittled during a political campaign. And this is likely one of the very first antagonists to be beaten by the protagonist after being belittled. And number 1, Coco Martin versus Armando. If you guys remembered John Estrada versus Coco Martin on the top 3, well, you're definitely gonna like this one because number 1 is Armando. This character was brutally killed by Task Force Aguila along with Coco Martin. Coco Martin slams into Armando's body with a jeep, and likely 2 other jeeps ripped his arms clean off. And this was actually one of the most darkest and brutal endings ever. In fact, John Estrada went down as the most hateful person in Ang Probinsyano, making him the very last victim of Coco Martin using beast mode. And to be honest, the ending scene in which Armando was hit by the Hummer was actually similar to the movie Final Destination, in which the characters were hit by a semi. But in Ang Probinsyano, it's actually a war-based movie, which actually uses military-grade vehicles. And likely, John Estrada was struck by the Hummer after getting his arms ripped off. So there you have it, you guys. That is the top 10 list of Coco Martin using beast mode. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure that you go comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those notifications, and I hope you guys could help me suggest more video ideas in the future. I'll see you guys next time.